I remember saying, ladies and gentlemen, early this year, I think it was sometime in January, that by the end of this year we were going to be paying around 50% more for food than what we were back then. And I think I was wrong. I think it'll end up being more than 50%. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, a short video just to give you an update and a warning that food prices have not stabilized. This transitory inflation, as the Federal Reserve calls it, is transitory. But what they mean about transitory is that we are going to have inflation until it plateaus, pretty much levels off. And the transitory part has not completed the cycle yet. Meaning that food prices, where they are now, are going to be more expensive in the future, and they're going to keep going up in price. And then maybe they'll level off for a period, ladies and gentlemen, and then they'll continue to go up again. Because you know that the government thrives on crises. And crises is what allows it to continue to print money. And printing money is the cause of inflation. So let's go ahead and read on here. Tyson Foods CEO says, costs rising faster than it can hike prices. So their costs, their wholesale costs, are rising faster than they can actually publish prices in order to keep up with their own costs. Tyson Foods Inc., the top chicken producer in the U.S., confirmed in an earnings call that food inflation continues to push prices higher. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first level of the food shortage that I've been talking about. I've said consistently that food shortages will start with higher prices, and people that cannot afford to pay for food at these elevated prices will inherently be experiencing a food shortage because they'll be able to buy less than what they used to buy with the same dollars that they used to buy it with. Tyson CEO Donnie King said higher costs are hitting the firm faster than the company can lift prices, and retail prices are set to rise again, ladies and gentlemen, on September 5th. So stock up, especially on proteins, on meat proteins if you eat meat. King must have had a mental lapse during the earnings call because the word transitory was not part of the conversation. Everything from fuel to labor to raw materials, to include corn and soybeans, to shipping to other inputs critical for livestock farming, has exponentially risen year over year. None of this should be a surprise, as we've referenced two Bank of America reports that suggested transitory hyperinflation is not just ahead, but has arrived. And that's from the Bank of America, ladies and gentlemen. In May, the Bank of America said, buckle up, inflation is here, and showed a chart of the number of mentions of inflation during earnings calls, which exploded, more than tripling the year-over-year per company so far, and the most significant jump in history since Bank of America started keeping records in 2004. Then in June, Bank of America's economist Alex Lin wrote, the transitory inflation meter is currently at an all-time high, suggesting that there is significant scope for a pullback over the next year. Negative, ladies and gentlemen, there will be no pullback. We may see a very short respite in prices, but prices will continue to go up as long as the government / Federal Reserve continue to print money. Ladies and gentlemen, it's like the Ice Age farmer says, the government can print all the money it wants, but it cannot print food out of thin air. Lin's note confirms what the bank said in May, that the U.S. is currently in a period of hyperinflation, and hopefully the bank is also correct that this period will be transitory. Ladies and gentlemen, the definition of transitory, as said by the Fed chair, Mr. Jerome Powell, is that prices will go up, not come back down. That prices will go up, then they will level off, meaning that the price increase is transitory, but the price increase is permanent. Whether permanent or transitory, that remains the question. But evidence continues to mount, now with Tyson, that food prices have yet to peak and are still rising. I hope that those of you that have been listening to me for at least 2 videos have come to the realization that things are going to get more expensive and there's nothing that you can do about it. How do I protect myself, ladies and gentlemen? I make sure that I have a full pantry. Today, I am eating and my family is eating at yesterday's prices. You want to make money on the stock market? Stock your pantry. Because a year from now, the food that you bought today will be at least 25% more. 25% return sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So stock your pantry and be safe in knowing that you're going to have sustenance for your family should something happen. I remember saying, ladies and gentlemen, early this year, I think it was sometime in January, that by the end of this year, we were going to be paying around 50% more for food than what we were back then. And I think I was wrong. I think it'll end up being more than 50%. Just look around. And those foods that you think you're paying the same or less for, take a look at the size of the package or the weight of the product that you're getting. Inflation is not just the price of things going up, but it also works in reverse, where you get less product for the same amount. And or you get product that is less superior, meaning that it has less quality food in it for the same amount. That's just as much inflation as the prices going up. Having said that, thank you very much for joining in. I have another video to put out, but I think I'll wait till tomorrow morning to put that out so that you can digest the 2 videos that I put out today. So thank you very much again for joining in. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.